remember that bit in the Bible where it warns people not to listen to soothsayers or mediums or people in general who can tell the future? Yeah, which is weird because, a huge chunk of the Bible is just telling the future. And the future is the future, right? If God were real, wouldn't seeing the future only confirm that? Right, but also that presupposes he's telling the truth. Well, but maybe it's not about the practice of telling the future itself that he's not okay with. Maybe he's cool with that, but it's just about what the source is. Like that bit in Deuteronomy that says, do not inquire after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? I will also do likewise, because you might be lied to or taken advantage of. That's ironic, but also that does sound like it's about the practice itself. Surely any worship is good worship. Why would God specifically fear being worshipped in certain ways? Well, I guess if those methods of worship do in fact empower certain gods that he claims don't exist. For example, if a Christian visited Scandinavia, as many did when the Christians invaded Scandinavia, it would be awfully awkward if they took on the practice of dedicating a battle to their god and woke up in Valhalla. But there's no way to explain that without letting the cat out of the bag. So God might, for example, say, thou shalt not kill, and spread a message of peace so that as many people as possible end up in Helheim instead of Valhalla, where they would meet the other Norse gods who would expose God's lie. Because Loki abducted Idun, who grew those apples which gave all the Norse gods their youth and vigor, but only pretended to give her back, instead letting all the other gods kick the bucket and rewriting history to pretend that he'd been the one and only god. But the prophecy of Ragnarok still stands, in which all the other gods are fated to take Loki down. So if people learn about that, or meet the other gods, he's done for.